What's up, everybody out there watching this? Justin here with another edition of my let me turn this off. With another edition of my Year in Wrestling series of videos. Go back, watch my playlist. I started doing these Year in Wrestling videos, are some of the first videos I ever started making for my YouTube channel. I started talking about 1987, Year in Wrestling, because that's the year I started watching WWF and became a fan. And of course, I'm still doing videos now because I'm hooked. I'm a fan for life. Anyways, started doing Year in Wrestling videos in 87. I've done every single year up until 2014. So this is the Year in Wrestling 2015 Part 1. I'll be talking about the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania 31, the inductees that were inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015. I'll also talk about some TNA and Ring of Honor pay-per-views. I'm not sure if TNA even did a lockdown pay-per-view in 2015. I don't know if they did. They might have just had their lockdown on Destination America before they left that network. So here we go with the Year in Wrestling 2015, Part 1. Kicked off with I'm going to start talking about the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, which started with the pre-show, which was Tyson Kidd and Cesaro with Natalya. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro with Natalya and Adam Rose. Why was Adam Rose with them? I don't remember or care. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro defeated The New Day, Big E and Kofi Kingston. Xavier Woods was on the outside for a pretty long time before he started wrestling. New Day was together in 2015 in January, so they've been together a pretty long time. Now the pay-per-view matches. As I said, Cesaro, Tyson Kidd defeated The New Day on the pre-show. Pay-per-view now. Royal Rumble 2015, The Ascension. I remember this and it was awful. The Ascension was called up from NXT. They were a pretty hot tag team in NXT. They were pretty over. They were NXT tag champs. They were pretty damn dominant in NXT. They're destroying all the teams. Anyways, the Ascension comes to the main roster. And I don't know if they were doing this. I don't know if Vince was telling his writers to have the Ascension cut promos and look like a joke and wear half of their face had face paint, or part of their face had some face paint. They still wear a little bit of face paint. Anyways, I don't know who the fuck thought it'd be a good idea to have the Ascension cut promos in looking and acting like a Road Warriors ripoff or a Demolition ripoff. It was stupid. It was awful. Right away, them cutting those goofy ass promos, that was stupid as fuck. And right there, that killed the Ascension on the main roster. Made them look like a joke from day one. It was stupid. It was the wrong decision. That's not how you should have booked them. It's not how you should have treated them to get over. During their promos, the Ascension will even mention, we're not the Road Warriors. We're better than the Road Warriors. Yeah, fucking right. Whatever. That was a fucking joke. You weren't even better than Demolition. Anyways, the Ascension, new to the main roster at the Royal Rumble, the Ascension defeated the New Age Outlaws. New Age Outlaws shouldn't have even been on the Royal Rumble 2015, but I guess WWE needed teams because they didn't have many to put the Ascension over. Ascension was such a fail, huge fail on the main roster, that the Ascension didn't even get a WrestleMania 31 match. They might have been in the Battle Royal, but big deal. That was on the pre-show, I believe. So up next at the Royal Rumble, tag team titles on the line. The Usos are the champions, defending against The Miz and Damien Mizdow. It was pretty entertaining. The Usos win and retain. Up next, tag team divas match. The Bella Twins defeated Paige and Natalya, which pissed me off. I don't like the Bella Twins defeating Paige or whoever Paige's partner was. Now, the triple threat match for the WWE WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Brock Lesnar, the WWE Champion, has had it since 2014 when he defeated John Cena at SummerSlam. Brock with Paul Heyman defending against Seth Rollins with Jamie Noble and Joey Mercury, J&J Security, and defending against John Cena. This triple threat, in my opinion, was pretty awesome. It was pretty good, pretty well done. You had a lot of cool spots in it. You had Brock at one time grabbing both Cena and Rollins and hitting a double German suplex on them. You had Rollins, I think it was Rollins. I think Brock was laying on the table, or Cena, and Rollins went up to the top, dove, went through the table. I'm not sure if he missed or what, but it was a cool spot. And then Rollins went up to the top in the ring, did his Phoenix Splash. I don't know what you would call it. It's like a twisting 450 splash, corkscrew 450. It was pretty awesome. Not 450, but it was just, I don't know what you call it. Twisting corkscrew into a flip. And Rollins missed, landed on his face. Anyways, Brock Lesnar retains. It was a pretty awesome triple threat. Now the Royal Rumble match. The main event of the Royal Rumble. It was in Philadelphia. And the crowd was not fucking happy that there was no Daniel Bryan in the Rumble. Daniel Bryan could not return yet. I guess he wasn't cleared to return to the ring yet. Because he's still dealing with, I believe, his neck injury or something. Or concussions, I don't remember. Fans weren't happy, they were pissed off. Because the winner of the Royal Rumble, he was number 19 in the Royal Rumble. He eliminated 6 guys. In 2014, I believe, Reigns eliminated like a record, like 12 or 13 guys. So in 2015, he eliminated 6. Roman Reigns last eliminates Rusev to win the 2015 Royal Rumble. I didn't give a rat's ass. I wanted Rusev to win. I didn't care about Reigns as a singles wrestler, as a babyface. I don't care about the guy. I still don't care about the guy as a babyface. He's not a bad wrestler, but he's just boring as hell to me. Fans are pissed in Philly. They're booing Reigns out of the building when he won. Fans are taking all their anger out on Reigns, I guess, because they're pissed that Daniel Bryan didn't win. Daniel Bryan was actually in the Rumble. I apologize. Daniel Bryan was in the 2015 Royal Rumble. Of course, he wasn't going to win it because he won at WrestleMania 30. He got in the main event at WrestleMania 30 because the fans demanded it. And the company and Vince finally listened to the fans and gave us Daniel Bryan in the main event and had him win the championship. So Daniel Bryan was number 10 in the 2015 Royal Rumble, and I don't know when he's eliminated. Doesn't really matter. I think Bray Wyatt, I believe, eliminated 4 people, and I think one of them was Daniel Bryan. Trying to see here. Bray Wyatt eliminated 6. He eliminated 6 guys. So I believe Daniel Bryan was one, Zack Ryder, Sin Cara, and the Boogeyman was the other. And then Bray Wyatt was eliminated by the Big Show and Kane, which pissed me off. Anyways, Roman Reigns wins. His cousin, The Rock, appeared, made an appearance. The Rock came out, tried to get Reigns cheered, I guess. Tried to get him cheers. Came out. WWE, I'm sure they thought this would help, putting The Rock next to Roman Reigns. And The Rock raised his hand. The crowd didn't give a rat's ass. They booed him out of the building. Even The Rock got booed for holding his cousin's hand up. And The Rock never gets booed. The guy is pretty much loved by 99% of fans. Anyways, so Rock gets booed, Roman gets booed. Rock has a pretty shocked look on his face like, oh shit, I wish I wasn't here. It was pretty damn funny, but the Royal Rumble winner, that was not funny. That pissed me off. But the main event at WrestleMania 31 was pretty good between Roman and Brock. I enjoyed it because mostly Roman got the shit beat out of him. So now on to WWE FastLane, which was a February 2015 pay-per-view. The kickoff match was, let's see here, there was no kickoff match. So the opening match was a 6-man tag. The Authority, Seth Rollins, The Big Show, and Kane. And before I talk about Fastlane, in January, I don't know if it was after the Royal Rumble, but I think it was in January, Sting made his first appearance ever on Monday Night Raw. Sting appeared on Raw, at the end of Raw. I believe he had his baseball bat and he pointed towards the ring at Triple H. The crowd exploded. It was exciting as hell. It was great to finally see Sting on Monday Night Raw. It was just great. I've always been a Sting fan. The guy is one of my favorite wrestlers, probably in my top 10. You know, I don't know about top 5, but top 10 for sure. So now, the Authority defeated in a 6-man tag, as I said, Rollins, Big Show, Kane, defeated the team of Dolph Ziggler, Eric Rowan, and Ryback. And then in the main event, because I'm not going to talk about every match that are not big pay-per-views like Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. The rest of the pay-per-views, I'm going to just talk about the main events. Main event was a singles match to determine the number 1 contender for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 31. We all know what happened. Daniel Bryan was put in it. Fans maybe had some hopes that he might win, but I didn't. Roman Reigns defeats Daniel Bryan because they just had to try to push Roman Reigns. But he kind of got buried at WrestleMania 31. Even though I don't believe he's pinned. I believe Lesnar was pinned by Rollins. I think. I can't. Maybe Reigns was pinned by Rollins, I believe. Anyways, Roman wins, defeats Daniel Bryan. That's Fastlane. And around this time in February was when the WWE Network turned 1 year old. The WWE Network was turning 1 year old. Sometime in February, I believe February, I want to say February 26th or 8th, I think is when the WWE Network launched in 2014. I subscribed the very first day, and the website was crashed. I did subscribe, gave them my card number, everything. Website was crashed. The network was crashed, at least for 2 or 3 hours, and then the first thing I ever watched on the network was, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours later after I paid, but first thing I ever watched was a WrestleMania Rewind, WrestleMania 1 Rewind. That's the first show I ever watched on the network. I'll probably remember that forever. Anyways, my thoughts about the WWE Network. It turned 1 year old. In 2014, on my Year in Wrestling videos, I forgot to bring up the WWE Network, but I'll bring it up now. When the WWE Network was announced, they were going to have every pay-per-view on there, from ECW, WCW, WWE, most Monday Night Raw episodes, and Nitro's coming later, and WrestleMania Rewind's original shows, The Countdown, WrestleMania Rewind, Legends House, that they filmed in like 2013, 2012, before they even started the network. The network was actually pushed back to 2014. It was supposed to debut in like 2012 or 2013, I believe, but they weren't ready yet to get it started. And I believe I read it costed WWE $65 million to $75 million to start the freaking WWE Network. That's a lot of money. A lot of money they put into the network just to start it. I'm sure it costs a lot for all the new technology, stuff like that, to start up a streaming service. I'm sure it costs millions. $65 million sounds like too much, but whatever. Of course, WWE's worked with, I believe, the guys that started MLB.TV or something, or that ran the MLB TV website that was like a streaming service where you could see extra games on there. So, in the beginning, the first 4 or 5 days I had the network, it wasn't streaming well. I tried to watch pay-per-views, and they would just freeze or stop. They would freeze a lot or stop. They would not play an entire pay-per-view through until probably the 4th or 5th day of the network. And then after that, the network for me played great. It played very well. Except during WrestleMania 30, it actually froze one. Or it didn't freeze. For some reason, I had my PlayStation on a timer for 4 hours, and it shut off after, I don't know why it set on a timer. I didn't know it was, but it shut off during WrestleMania, during Randy Orton's entrance, but then I turned it back on, and I got WrestleMania 30 on really quick. Anyways, my point I want to make, final thing I'm going to say about the network is I love it because I'm a hardcore fan, so of course I'm going to love it. I loved watching all the old stuff when I first got the network, from the old school house show events that were taped. Old WCW Nitros I watched in 2014. I watched a lot of Nitros from 95 and 96. As I already said, old school shows. I've watched every Legends House. I enjoyed that a lot. Watched every Countdown, every WrestleMania Rewind. Those are good original shows. And then in 2015, they got more shows and more original stuff that was good to watch, fun to watch. Really enjoy watching the old WCW World Championship Wrestling Saturday night shows and NWA that they keep putting on the network, and WCW NWA episodes that were from the 80s. I wish they would add more WWF old house show events. I'm sure they taped like every event that was in Madison Square Garden in the 80s and 90s. I wish they'd show way more house shows. I'm talking about old house shows. Also, they need to put more WCW on there. I'm talking from 90 WCW from, well, get the rest of the late 80s episodes up, and then put WCW Saturday Night from 1990, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95. That'd be nice. Why not put WCW Worldwide on there, and WCW Pro, and WCW Main Event? Put those episodes on there. Could also start putting WWF Superstars on there, going back to the very beginning when they started, I believe in 86 or 85, whenever Superstars started. Put Wrestling Challenge on there. Anyways, I'm very happy with the network. I enjoy the original programming like Holy Foley, Breaking Ground was damn good. You could say Breaking Ground exposes a business too much, but it's already exposed, so that's really nothing new or surprising to me. What else is new that I enjoy? Camp WWE, I watched, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes. It was pretty funny, but I just stopped watching. I still have 2 or 3 episodes to watch. What the hell? Why can't I think? What else is original on there? WWE Ride Along. That's that's a good show. I enjoy that. But mostly what I enjoy watching on the network is NXT, WCW World Championship Wrestling. It's in the Vault section. Also, WCW Nitros that I gotta finish watching from 99 and 2000. Also, I don't know, a lot of stuff is on there. I don't know how they can put so much of old shows on there. I mean, they got 6,000 hours. 6,000 hours. 6,000 hours of wrestling, of old Raws, old SmackDowns, old Nitros. They got so much on the network, so much. I haven't even watched. You're talking about 6,000 hours. I don't even know how on earth that's possible, that they can keep adding stuff without dropping some old stuff. But it's crazy how many hours are on the network. Out of 6,000, I probably have watched since 2014 on the network. I've probably watched, I don't know, I watched NXT every single Wednesday and all the takeovers. I don't know. I've probably watched 1,000 hours. Or at least over 500 hours. I know I've watched over 500 hours on the network. It's probably over 1,000 hours that I've watched on the network in over 2 years. So anyways, I need to turn this air on. Getting hot as hell up in here. The network, to me, it's something I thought I would never see as a wrestling fan. It's something I thought that would never come out and appear, or that would even start. So anyways, the network, to me, the network is a dream come true. That's what it is to me. It's a dream come true. So now back to WWE. Before I talk about WrestleMania 31, I'm going to talk about the Hall of Fame that happened in 2015. Hall of Famers in 2015 were, who was inducted first was Rikishi by his sons, the Usos. Rikishi's speech to me was kind of boring, but I respect him as a wrestler. The guy put his time in the business. Up next, I believe, was Alundra Blaze. She was inducted by Natalya. Alundra Blaze, I never thought I would see her in the WWE Hall of Fame. I never thought I'd see her appear or be able to work for WWE again. I don't know if she has a Legends contract or what. I really don't know what she has. If it's a Legends contract or just I don't know if they just call Medusa or call Alundra Blaze when they want her backstage, or I'm sure she's invited to the Hall of Fame in 2016 and stuff like that. So Alundra Blaze gets in the Hall of Fame. She deserved it. She started in the 80s. She's in the AWA. I believe she's the AWA Ladies Champion or Women's Champion. And she went to WCW. Then she went to WWF. Then she went back to WCW. We all know Medusa threw the WWF Women's title in the trash. Dropped it in the trash on Nitro in December of '95. That was pretty insane. And that really started the Monday Night War. And that wasn't just the first shot fired from WCW at the WWF. That was a bullet right in between the forehead, right in between the eyes of Vince McMahon, dropping his company's women's title in the trash on Nitro. That was a bullet right in Vince's head, but Vince survived and didn't die. He survived and came back and kicked their ass. Up next was Larry Zbyszko. He was inducted by Bruno Sammartino. I believe Bruno trained Larry Zbyszko. Tatsumi Fujinami was inducted by Ric Flair. Fujinami never worked for WWF. He appeared at the Madison Square Garden once for Vince's father, Vince Sr. Larry Zbyszko also, he appeared in Madison Square Garden. He feuded with Bruno in 1983 or 1980 in the WWF. But Larry Zbyszko never ever worked for Vince McMahon Jr. or the WWF. But he did work for the WWF, and he worked for the AWA, and he worked for WCW for a long time. The final inductee was Kevin Nash. He was inducted by one of his best friends, part of the clique, HBK Shawn Michaels. 2015 Hall of Fame was pretty good. It was a pretty damn good class. I enjoyed it. Anyways, besides Vince, I mean, I'm surprised he brought back Medusa, Alundra Blaze, to be inducted, but I don't know, he could have forgave her 10 years after she dropped the title in the trash. He could have forgave her in 2005 and put her in the Hall of Fame, but I don't blame Vince for holding a grudge for 20 years, 19 years, but at least he found some peace and forgave what Medusa did to him. I think Vince forgave her, or else he went to let her in his Hall of Fame. Now, before WrestleMania 31, I'm going to talk about my YouTube. My views are 22,808. Whoever's watched my shows, from my followers on Twitter, my friends on Twitter, whoever have watched any of my shows, I just want to take this time to say thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I really, really, really do appreciate it. If you watch one of my shows for 5 seconds or a minute or 5 minutes or 30 minutes, thank you very much. I enjoy doing my shows. I'll keep doing them. And just thank you all very much for giving me a lot of views, for watching, and other people that don't follow me on Twitter. If you've watched my shows just from YouTube, if you subscribe to me, I have 146 subscribers. Last year at this time, I probably had, 45 subscribers. So in a year, I went up about 100. And the year's not even over yet. And last year, I probably, at this time, August 2015, I probably only had about 8,000 views or less. So my views have gone way up in a year. So whoever has ever watched any of my shows, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you subscribe to my channel, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. So now on to WrestleMania 31. The pre-show, I'm sure, was Andre Battle Royal. First, we had a fatal four-way for the tag team titles on the pre-show. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro were the tag champions, with Natalya defending against the New Day, Los Matadors, and the Usos. Usos had Naomi, Los Matadors had El Torito, and New Day had Xavier Woods with them. And Cesaro and Tyson Kidd had Natalya, Tyson's wife, with them. So outside the ring, you had four people on the outside of the ring. It's a good fatal four-way. And on the pre-show, I enjoyed it. Tyson Kidd and Cesaro retain the tag titles. Now, on the pre-show, the Andre the Giant 30-man Battle Royal. The Big Show won, last eliminating Damien Mizdow. I really wanted Mizdow to win. The crowd wanted Mizdow to win. Nobody wanted Big Show to win, even though he's a giant. By the way, he's not Andre's son, like WCW tried to get us to believe in '95. He's not the son of Andre. Never was. I believe Big Show's real father, I believe, passed away in '99 of cancer. So the Big Show wins. Good for him. I didn't care. I wanted Mizdow to win. Mizdow was last eliminated by the Big Show. And then on to WrestleMania. The first match was the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. Daniel Bryan defeated Wade Bad News Barrett. Wade Barrett was the Intercontinental Champion. So he loses the Intercontinental title. It was Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, Stardust, Luke Harper, R-Truth, and Dean Ambrose. Daniel Bryan wins the Intercontinental Championship, stands up on the ladder. Huge yes chant breaks out. It was awesome. Great way to start WrestleMania 31 on pay-per-view and on the network. Great way to kick it off with Daniel Bryan winning the Intercontinental title. Sadly, like a month later, he had to give it up because he got injured again. So, great start to WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan winning during the ladder match. This was a great spot. Luke Harper had Ambrose in a powerbombed him over the top rope through a ladder. That spot looked insane, like it really hurt Ambrose, but I'm sure Ambrose was okay. Even though he might have suffered a concussion. I don't remember. Maybe he did. Up next, we had Randy Orton defeat Seth Rollins. This match was damn entertaining. The finish was fucking awesome. You had Ambrose jump with his foot, jump off the back of Randy Orton, or jump off the shoulder of Randy Orton into the air, and then Orton hit an RKO out of nowhere. Rollins gets RKO'd out of the sky. That was fucking awesome. Randy Orton wins. Up next, we had third match on WrestleMania. The sun was still very much out, and on the ring it looked very bright out to be wrestling, but whatever. It was West Coast time, so of course it was sunny and bright out for a long time until Taker, Bray Wyatt is when it started getting dark. So now we have Triple H versus Sting. Sting's first ever appearance at WrestleMania. Sting's WrestleMania debut. Triple H defeats Sting. Sadly, yet he had to defeat Sting. Why? I don't know. I don't know who came up with the finish, if it's Vince or if it's Triple H. I don't know why Sting would agree. I guess because he's a new employee to the company and wanted to do the right thing and not put up a fight and say, why do I have to lose my debut at WrestleMania? Sting's a really nice guy, so I guess he didn't want to argue He didn't want to argue the finish. I don't know. So, it was no DQ. The match was pretty good. It wasn't one of the best matches I've seen Sting have. He's had better matches in TNA. But it was a damn good performance for a 56-year-old guy. Sting was 56 years old, I believe, at the time. So Sting put on a great performance. He actually hit a drop kick. He dove to the outside of the ring off the top rope onto Triple H. Excuse me. And then you had D-Generation X's music hit. I believe Sting had Triple H in the Scorpion Deathlock. And then DX comes out. X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn. They run to the ring. But before that, or after that, yeah, it was after that, DX is at ringside. And then, I believe Shawn Michaels, or this was after NWO was already at ringside. So DX is out there. And then the music hits of, I believe when Triple H was going to use a sledgehammer on Sting, I think, is when the NWO's music hit. And the stadium exploded in Santa Clara. I forget the name of the stadium. But it's the home of the 49ers. Santa Clara, California. At least I think that's what the town is called, Santa Clara. Anyways, NWO's music hits. Hogan, Hall, and Nash are walking to the ring. The crowd is going insane. I couldn't believe it. I was going insane. I mean, as a fan that watched during the Monday Night Wars, this was so epic. This brought back so many great memories to me. To see DX at ringside and then have the NWO come out. DX was a huge part of the WWF during the Monday Night Wars. NWO did the same for WCW. They were a huge part of WCW's success during the Monday Night Wars that had WCW Nitro take over Raw for, I think, 83 weeks in a row. Or something like that. 80-something weeks in a row. Nitro beat Raw in the ratings. And Nitro should have. They had the better show. But, I don't know. 97, I watched a lot of Raw. And I thought Raw had better episodes than Nitro's did in 97. But Nitro is still great. Going in 97, 96, 98, Nitro is still pretty great. But I was more of a WWF guy. I always felt that I was. And my loyalty when I was a teenager in the Monday Night Wars, my loyalty was to the WWF. So, but I'm still a big fan of WCW. NWO comes out, faces off with DX. It's going to be 3-on-3. They charge each other, Kevin Nash fighting with Road Dogg or Billy Gunn. Hogan, he didn't do much, but he was just punching DX very slowly. Then Hogan ran into the ring post by X-Pac. And Hogan actually took a back bump, kind of. And then Shawn Michaels appears during the match. Shawn Michaels appears, gets in the ring, super kicks Sting. That was a very epic surprise. Anyways, we all know Triple H won. Sting was running at him, and Triple H hit him with the sledgehammer, knocked him out. 1, 2, 3. Triple H wins, and my thought and my feelings were, why? I still don't understand it. I still do not understand why Triple H had to defeat Sting. I guess it was Vince and his ego of finally thinking to himself and saying, I finally killed and buried WCW. Well, Vince, you buried them in 2001 when you bought them. When you bought WCW, you killed them. You threw dirt on them and they were buried. And you buried most of their talent, like Booker T and Diamond Dallas Page that came in. Anyways, I I don't know why Sting had to lose his debut. That sucks. That Sting can never wrestle another WrestleMania match, can never get a victory at another WrestleMania. And when we think of Sting at WrestleMania, we're going to think that he lost. That sucks. But at least I got to see Sting at a WrestleMania. At least I got to see him compete at a WrestleMania. I was very happy for him. Sting deserved it. He deserved to be in the big time. The major leagues deserved to compete at a WrestleMania. I just think he should have won. Now on to the Tag Team Divas match. AJ Lee and Paige teamed up. They got a great pop. AJ and Paige defeat the Bella Twins. And it was an okay match, but it was only 6 minutes long. It was pretty pathetic. That the one Divas match was only 6 minutes. At least at WrestleMania 32, at least, we got two women's matches, and one of them was a triple threat that went longer than 6 minutes between Charlotte, Sasha, and Becky. Now on to the next match. John Cena for the U.S. title. John Cena defeats Rusev. Rusev had an epic entrance. It was awesome. Alana looked great. She was holding the U.S. title. She was dressed in all white. She looked gorgeous. Rusev was the champion. John Cena wins. John Cena, new U.S. champion. Now on to the next match. Before the main event, The Undertaker against Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt had a pretty epic entrance. He had scarecrows that were like walking like zombies. I don't know what you call them, dead scarecrows, but it was awesome. Scarecrows were walking with Bray Wyatt to the ring. That was a pretty cool entrance. The Undertaker wins. Of course he's going to win after he lost at WrestleMania 30. They could have put Bray Wyatt over, but they didn't want Undertaker losing 2 WrestleMania matches in a row. I can understand that. Now the main event. Roman Reigns against Brock Lesnar, the WWE Champion. This match was pretty good, pretty entertaining before Rollins decided to cash in. Brock hit his head on the ring post and got busted open. I believe the hard way, but there was some rumors and some video that Brock Lesnar actually bladed after he hit the ring post. He bladed, but I don't really know if that's true. Doesn't really matter. He bled, and I was happy to see blood. Lesnar beat the fuck out of Roman Reigns. He took him to Suplex City. He beat the fuck out of him. Lesnar suplexed him once, and then he got up and said, "Suplex City, bitch." That was pretty damn funny. That became a gif and a meme, I'm sure. And probably became a Vine also. So Brock beat the fuck out of Brock beat the fuck out of Roman. Not Brock beat the fuck out of Lesnar. What am I thinking? Brock beat the fucking hell out of Roman. It was awesome. I mean, Roman at one time was standing on the ring apron. Brock grabbed his foot and just drilled Roman with a clothesline and knocked him out of the ring. That was awesome. Roman's father was at ringside, one of the Wild Samoans, and it was reported that Roman's family was pissed off that he didn't win in the main event. I don't really believe that, but maybe it's true. If it is true, that's pretty stupid that they'd be pissed, because every finish is a work, so they shouldn't be angry. Anyways, Seth Rollins comes out, cashes and sprints to the ring. That was an awesome camera shot. Sprints to the ring, cashes in. The crowd is pretty damn shocked, pretty surprised. Rollins cashes in. I believe hits a curb stomp on Lesnar. Lesnar falls out of the ring. I think Lesnar might have got speared before Rollins came to the ring, but whatever. So Lesnar was out. He was out cold on the outside of the ring. Roman looked dead tired, like he was blown up, and then Roman gets curb stomped. 1, 2, 3, Seth Rollins wins the WWE Championship to end WrestleMania 31. One of the best, I'm not going to say greatest, but one of the best endings to WrestleMania in a very, very, very long time. Rollins is standing on the entrance ramp. He's swinging the title. That was awesome. I was very happy to see Rollins cash in and win the title. So Roman Reigns, I didn't want to see him win the title. It was an awesome surprise. It was a shocking end to a great WrestleMania 31. I will go down on, and I will say WrestleMania 31 was probably one of the top 10 WrestleManias I've seen. Definitely one of the top 10. Might even be the top 5. I'm not sure. But WrestleMania 31 was very good. Every single match on the show was pretty good. Every match was entertaining. Not one match on WrestleMania 31 to me was boring. The show went very quickly. The pacing of the show was very good. It didn't go and feel like you were watching and sitting watching WrestleMania 31. It did not feel like a 4 to 6 hour show. It went along quick. It was great. It was a very good WrestleMania. Very good WrestleMania. WrestleMania 31 will go down. In my opinion, it will go down a little bit better than WrestleMania 30. So, WrestleMania 31, very good. Very, very good. Now I'm going to talk about TNA. I apologize, this video is pretty long, but I just talked about the network, and WrestleMania 31 took a lot of time to talk about. So TNA had one pay-per-view. Two pay-per-views in 2015. One was Slammiversary, which I'm not going to review right now. And I'm going to talk about Ring of Honor now. TNA in 2015 debuted on Destination America. And their debut was with the return of Awesome Kong. Made an appearance, came back to the company. That was a great surprise. And what else did they do in 2015? They signed Destination America, and all I remember is Awesome Kong came back. Someone else might have returned, but I can't remember who. So, anyways, Ring of Honor's pay-per-views in 2015. I'm sure they had a few. If I could find them. So 2015 Ring of Honor pay-per-views. The first one, I believe, was in February, maybe. I'm not sure. July. First Ring of Honor pay-per-view was in July of 2015. I'm not going to talk about it now. This ends my Year in Wrestling 2015 Part 1 video. Hope you enjoyed it. Next video, Part 2, I will talk about starting with Extreme Rules. And then going on to TNA Slammiversary and some Ring of Honor. Hope you enjoyed my Year in Wrestling 2015 Part 1 video. Tomorrow I will be back with fantasy booking of The Invasion Part 2. No Year in Wrestling tomorrow, but probably on Saturday or Sunday I'll do another Year in Wrestling. Hope you enjoyed it. Follow me on Twitter at TNA WWE Guy. Also follow me at NXT WWE Guy. Also subscribe to my YouTube. I'd appreciate it. More Year in Wrestling videos coming. More fantasy booking videos coming. More Ask TNA WWE Guy videos coming. And more predictions and review shows coming in the future. More countdowns coming also. Bye for now, everybody. Have a great Thursday night. I will be live tweeting TNA for anybody that cares. Bye for now.